Segment sponsored by Safe Money Retirement LLC. For some of us, a checklist gets us through the day. So how is one just as important for your retirement? Joining me now is Tim Wood, the president of Safe Money Retirement LLC, a local area firm that helps people retire with confidence. Tim is also a certified financial fiduciary, best-selling author, and radio and podcast host. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Let's talk about what items do you believe need to be on a checklist for successful retirement?
There's a few. The number one thing is making sure you've got enough guaranteed income you can't outlive. That absolutely is the number one thing that needs to be on the checklist, and we've talked about that before, but it's certainly not the only thing on the checklist. What are some other big things? Health care. You need to make sure you are in a position where your health, because that's one of the biggest unknowns for all of us, right? You need to make sure that your health care is going to be covered and that you're with someone that's getting you in the right plan to make sure when something happens. Also long-term care, that kind of goes along with it. Statistics show that, believe it or not, I don't know if you've heard this before, more than 70% of everybody over age 65 is going to need long-term care at some point in their life. And most people don't have a plan.
Right.
And I've seen it totally just wipe people's savings out.
Now, you say that income is the engine that drives retirement. Why do you say that?
Income brings happiness in retirement. Income is what helps stress levels go down in retirement. Again, if you know you've got enough guaranteed lifetime income you and your spouse cannot outlive, and maybe a couple other smaller plans that just keep growing that you can turn on later to help fight inflation. I call those inflation buster plans. I can talk to anybody about that personally when we meet. But knowing that you've got that in your back pocket and knowing that your income is covered, man, it allows you just to, okay, my income's good. It can be we can set it to whatever you want it to be. It can grow in the future. Now you know you've got confidence in retirement no matter what happens. And the rest of your money can be quote unquote play money. You can leave it, in the market or do other things with it. As long as you know your income is covered, that's the key.
Well, this is a bit of a rhetorical question, but why is it so important to protect your money?
It's so important because of what could be on in the future. I mean, what could be on the horizon. I mean, we're literally, there's the potential that we are at the edge of a cliff right now. I mean, if you listen to any financial expert or anybody, they say that most stocks right now are artificially inflated, and it's just a matter of time before there's a correction. And I mean, it's great to ride all these gains. I mean, it's fantastic. But what I tell people is we need to make sure that you protect what you've got to have for retirement. However much it is that you've got to have for retirement, that's what we protect. And then moving forward after that, it's kind of, based on the person and what they want to do.
Now, taxes can be one of the largest expenses that you have during retirement, but they're often overlooked. Why do you think that is?
Because people don't even think about, well, I've been contributing to this 401k or IRA or TSP or 403b or any of those things for years. They don't realize when they pull all that money out, they're going to have to pay taxes on the total. All the money they put in plus all the growth it's had, you got to pay taxes on all of that. So one of the very first things, if I were to show you my business card, the very first thing it says is retirement tax planning. That's the first line on my business card, because sitting down with someone and helping them understand you can go ahead and start paying some of those taxes now while we're in the low rates that we're in now will allow you to not have to worry about paying taxes at a higher rate, which very possibly could be in the next 10, 15, 20 years based on who's going to get in Washington. I mean, I think it's pretty much just a matter of time before the rates have to go up.
Say we take everything you've given us here, we put it all together, everything has come together. What does retirement potentially look like?
Relaxing. The dream that we've all had, being able to take the trips, being able to go see the grandkids, being able to spoil the grandkids, right? Being able to do all of those things is based on knowing you've got enough guaranteed income that you absolutely cannot outlive no matter how long you live. And then from there, making sure you've got a plan for long-term care, making sure that however you want to pass on a legacy, that is solid. And looking at all these different things, but looking at it holistically. You got to look at retirement holistically and make sure all these different checklists, make sure everything's checked off.
All right, we're going to check off one of those boxes right now because Tim has something very special. We have a graphic we want to show you right here. So for you at home, if you'd like to learn more about creating your retirement checklist, Tim has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or more, he's offering a complimentary retirement income plan just for you. This will allow Tim to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap analyzing where you are right now and then discuss your next steps to get you ready for retirement. And remember, that number to call is 423-600-5512. Tim, thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
The preceding segment sponsored by Safe Money Retirement LLC.